Hello everyone. So how do we create strings in Python? There are multiple ways to create strings in Python. The first way is using single quotes. Let's say the text that I want to store in the string variable s1 is hello world. So I will enclose that text in single quotes and then assign it to s1. Now type is used to find out the data type of the variable. So in this case it will be str. Str stands for string. Then here I am finding out the value of s1. This is my interpreter. So when I'm just typing the name of the variable in the interpreter and running that particular cell, I'm just evaluating that particular expression, which in this case is just the variable name, and I'm finding out the value is hello world in single quotes. When I print the same thing, when I print s1, those quotes are not printed. Okay? So this is how you can create a string using single quotes. You can also create a string using double quotes. So the value is the same, hello world, enclosed in double quotes this time. Type is still str. When I type the name of the variable, that is s2, and when I run that cell, I will get hello world, but again it is in single quotes only. Although I have created the string using double quotes, the value is still in single quotes only. Then when I print it, it will be printed without quotes. Okay, so now I'm checking whether S1 which I created using single quotes is the same as S2 which I created using double quotes. And incidentally, it is the same. Okay, because their value is the same, we'll get true over here. Okay, but if I try to check whether S1 is S2, is operator is used to check whether two objects are exactly the same. So I will get false because S1 was created separately and S2 was created separately. Okay, but however, if I would have done something like s2 equal to s1 and then if I would have checked this, okay, so in the same, if I do s1 equal to, rather because I have created s1 first, I will do s2 equal to s1, and if I try this will give me true because now both s1 and s2 contain the address of the same string variable, same string object. Okay, so if I run this again, let's say I run this particular cell again, I will create s1 and I create s2. Okay, and I don't run these cells, for example, I do not. Okay, I just comment these. I can find out the address of these strings using the id method. So id s1 will give me the address of s1. Okay, this is the reference, this is the address at which that particular string variable has been created. And I will check the ID of S2. These are different addresses. So unless and until these IDs are the same, is will not give true. And now if I uncomment this, if I uncomment this, so I have commented this using hash. If I uncomment this and if I run this, okay, now if I see the IDs will exactly be same for both S1 and S2. Meaning that S1 and S2 are just two names for the same memory location with the address 1401633930799472. Okay. The third way to create strings is using three single quotes. So I have enclosed the text hello world within three single quotes, and again the type here will again be str. S3, when I evaluate that string variable, it will give me exactly the same result. When I print S3, same result as S1 and S2. And when I try to compare it with double equal to sign, then I'll again get true because S1, S2, S3 have exactly the same value, that is hello world. Okay. I can also create using three double quotes. And in this notebook itself, we'll see what is the application, in which scenarios we can use these methods. Okay? And this will also be equal to S1. So by extension, it will also be equal to S2 and S3 and so on. Okay? Now, here comes the application of the different ways to create the strings. So first scenario is how to assign a sentence that has quotes within it to a string variable. Now first case is when the sentence that you want to store in the string variable has double quotes as a part of it. So let's say the sentence itself is she said in double quotes, I will meet the team at the cafe around 6 p.m. quotes closed, before hanging up the phone. So now this sentence itself has double quotes. The most meaningful thing will be you can enclose it in single quotes. Okay, because these double quotes itself are a part of the sentence. So if I enclose it in double quotes, then my double quotes will start here and the Python interpreter will think that quotes are ending here. If I just type this sentence as it is and I enclose it in double quotes, it will give me error. Okay, as you can see here. See, it is highlighted in green, so it thinks that the string is over here itself. And then this is not a part of the string, and the next string starts here. So the pairing occurs in this way. So we can use single quotes to enclose our sentence when it has double quotes. Okay. Second scenario is when the sentence that you want to store has single quotes as a part of it. So she said that she, and there is an apostrophe single quote, so that she will meet the team at the cafe around 6 o'clock, and again there is an apostrophe single quote before hanging up the phone. So now here the natural choice for me will be I will enclose this sentence within double quotes. If I don't do so, if I enclose it in single quotes, the interpreter will think that the interpreter will consider this code and this code as the part of the string. Okay, so whatever is between these single quotes will be the part of the string, and then from this next quote till the end of the sentence, it will pair the single quotes which are part of your sentence with the single quotes which are enclosing your sentence, right? So we don't want that to happen, so we will enclose it in double quotes. Okay, so this is one scenario and it works perfectly. Next is how to assign a paragraph. Now Python is normally also used in text analysis. When you're analyzing text, it will not always be one single sentence or whatever. It can be multiple lines, paragraphs. So now there are different cases in this. So in this, how to assign a paragraph that has multiple sentences on separate lines to a single variable. So multiple sentences means one sentence ends at a full stop, then there is another sentence, that sentence ends, then there is another sentence. So for example, here I have two sentences. Let's say example one is she said, I will meet the team at the cafe around 6 p.m. End quote. And then she hung up the phone. So this is one sentence and this is another sentence. And together we want to store both these as a part of a single variable in Python. That is the thing. Okay. And this is the second example. So she said that she will meet. So again, now let's see how we store this. So here triple single quotes and triple or three single quotes and three double quotes proves useful. So when we have three single quotes, we can use three single quotes for the first sentence and it will be stored smoothly. So three single quotes, she said, I will meet the team at the cafe around 6 p.m. Full stop. Then there is an enter. You will press an enter because you want to end the sentence over there. So you press enter and then she hung up the phone is on the next line. And then you close the string with three single quotes. Okay. So when you will run this, you will find that this particular character is inserted in your string. Okay, this backslash n is inserted in your string. You did not type this yourself, but this was inserted automatically. This is called as a new line character. This is a this is an escape sequence. So backslash plus one more character, they form an escape sequence. So here backslash plus n forms the escape sequence for a new line character. Okay, because we pressed enter over here, so a new line character got inserted over here. Okay, and when you print it, here something interesting happens. So when you typed the sentence, you did not type slash n. When you evaluated that particular variable and you directly type the name of the variable and you just ran that cell, you find out that backslash n has been inserted over there. And when you print it, backslash n is not printed directly. Backslash n is interpreted as a new line character. Because of backslash n, a new line is added or inserted at this particular point, because of which the remaining part of the string gets printed on the new line or next line. Now, let's take a look at the next example. So she said that she will meet the team at the cafe around 6 o'clock. Then she hung up the phone. Now here we don't get any problems of single quotes that we were facing earlier. Okay, these single quotes can be used to enclose a sentence which has either single quotes or double quotes easily. So in this case, we can use it directly. And as you can see here, after 6 o'clock, there will be a backslash n which is inserted because you pressed enter over here. And then when you print this, that backslash n will cause the cursor to move to the new line. So she said that she will meet the team at the cafe around 6 o'clock will be printed. Then the cursor will move to new line because of backslash n and the remaining part will be printed. Then she hung up the phone. Okay, now three double quotes works exactly the same way as single quotes. So I don't think it needs any explanation. Okay, and there is exactly the same output as you can see in the above case. Now, next scenario. Using backslash as a line continuation character. Now what happens is, this is my screen on which I'm typing my code. Now if I have a very long sentence which will not fit within the width of the screen, then I will have to scroll the screen, I will have to scroll the screen horizontally to see what is there, getting hidden outside the range of my window. So to avoid that and to make the code readable, what we normally do is we use this line continuation characters. Now there are multiple ways to cut the lines across, cut your sentences or strings across multiple lines. One way is this, using the backslash line continuation character. So simply just see that this is the sentence and there is no new line over here. So I want this to be printed on the same line. That's the difference between this particular sentence and this particular sentence. See the example over here, I wanted then she hung up the phone to be printed on the next line. Whereas here I want that that part to be printed on the same line. Okay, so here I want then she hung up the phone. I want this second sentence also to be on the same line. So if I want it to be on the same line, instead of directly pressing enter, what I will do is I will first type a backslash and then I will press enter. Okay, so now let's see what is the effect of that. The effect of this backslash is, if you remember above, that when I had pressed enter after this 6 p.m. end quotes and full stop, a backslash n was inserted over here. Whereas in this case, backslash n is not inserted. Okay, so this is all the part of the same line continued. Okay, so when I will print it, I will get them on the same line. Okay, now when is this particular scenario truly useful? It is truly useful in such cases. Let's say I really have a very large sentence, and for the sake of it I took a sentence which does not have any full stops in between. is actually one big continuous sentence. So in the quaint, picturesque village, nestled between rolling hills, where the golden sunlight filtered through the lush foliage, a group of people ranging from young children with their innocent laughter to wise elders with their withered faces gathered at the picnic spot, sharing heartwarming stories, homemade meals, and genuine camaraderie, creating cherished memories that would forever remain etched in their hearts. So now this is one continuous sentence. Now imagine if I just keep on typing it on the same line, it will be cumbersome to read. So I will just show you an example. For example, if I just continue this, just see I have to scroll it like this and I will have to read it. Imagine if I just remove this and if I just if I continue this line in this way, you can see it becomes very uncomfortable to read. So the same sentence, when I do it in this way, okay, you can see how comfortable it is to read, right? So in this case, the backslash line continuation character is the most useful. Okay. So when I will run this, the output is like this. No backslash n is inserted anywhere and it is printed as one continuous line. As you can see here, it will be printed as one large continuous line. Okay, all continuous on the same line. Okay, so you can do it with single quotes also. As you can see here, I have used line continuation character. I have done it with single quotes. Then I have done it with double quotes. Okay, then I have done it with triple quotes. No difference at all. Just to demonstrate that how flexible everything is here. Okay, so now over. Another way to continue the lines is to enclose them in parentheses, and this is considered as a cleaner way to do the same thing. So she said, I will meet the team at the cafe around 6 p.m. The only thing here is you have to enclose each individual segment of that particular string in single quotes. So earlier I had started it at quote and here I had backslash. So instead of backslash, I have a closing single quote over here. Okay. Then she hung up the phone. So there is again an opening single quote over here, which was not there earlier. Earlier there was only one backslash character here, but now here I have a closing single quote and opening single quote. Okay, that is the difference. And you can observe that there are enclosing parentheses around this entire composite string that I want to store. Okay, so the result will be no slash n, no backslash n inserted between them. It will be on the same line, just as above. Okay, printed on the same line. You can do it with double quotes as well, and you can do it with all other quotes. Okay, print them. Now, what if you do it with curly brackets? So technically, as we'll learn in the upcoming videos, these brackets indicate that this is actually a set. Okay, the way I have written the string over here indicates that this is a set. So I have created a set n. As you can see, if I find out the type of n, it is a set. If I print it, however, it will be printed with the curly brackets. That is not happening in case of parenthesis. Parenthesis did not get printed over here. Whereas if I use curly brackets, they get printed. So no, we cannot use curly brackets. Similarly, we cannot use square brackets. If we use square brackets, a list gets created. We'll study those things. A list will get created, and yeah. Now the second part of the video, how can backslash be used as an escape character? What if your sentence contains both types of quotes? a sentence contains both single as well as double quotes, and you want to enclose it in either single quote or a double quote. So if my sentence is she said, this is in opening and closing quotes, and that causes a double quote. I will. So now this apostrophe single quote, meet you at the cafe around 6 o'clock. So now this o'clock apostrophe is another single quote, and it ends with a double quote. So now if you want to use single quotes to enclose this entire sentence, you will have to escape all the single quotes which are part of your sentence. So this I will, this apostrophe is one single quote, and this o'clock apostrophe is another single quote. I have to escape them. When I precede them with a backslash, I say that I have escaped them. This is called as using backslash as an escape character. Okay, so I have escaped both the single quotes, and then this sentence will work smoothly. Okay, proper value will get assigned. Here you will find that there is a backslash, but when you will print it, that backslash will not appear in the printed output. Okay. Similarly, now what if you use triple quotes? You don't have to worry about anything. Okay. As you can see, you did not insert the backslash. Python interpreter did it for you directly, Python. So this single quote was automatically escaped. This single quote was also automatically escaped. You just enclose your string in triple single quotes and it happened automatically. Both the single quotes got escaped, and you will get the sentence is printed perfectly. Okay. Now, if you want to enclose the sentence in double quotes, you will have to escape all the double quotes within your sentence. So the quote begins and ends with a double quote. So we'll have to escape both of those quotation marks. Okay. So this is one quotation mark that we have escaped, and this is the other quotation mark that we have escaped, and our entire string is within the double quotes. Okay. So now you can see the escapes within the string, evaluated string. Okay. Now this is an interesting observation. Throughout the beginning, from the beginning of the notebook, you must have observed, irrespective of whichever quotes we use to enclose the string literal, when we evaluate that variable, it is always enclosed in single quotes. So accordingly, this single quote is escaped in the output, as we can see. Although we had not inserted any escape back sequence over here, we have entered those over here. So this got correctly interpreted and it got converted internally to this particular form. All in all, it works. Okay, so correct sentence gets printed, and similarly, if you use triple double quotes, you don't have to escape anything, you don't have to worry about anything. Again, as you can observe, it gets converted to its default single quote form when you evaluate the string variable, and we don't have to worry about anything because it gets printed correctly. Okay. If you have any questions, any doubts, leave them in the comments below. Thank you for watching.